Hey everybody, Steven here, and today looking at the Air 4 wireless earbuds from SoundPEATS. I've reviewed a handful of their other wireless earbuds in the past, so I'm excited to see what these ones are bringing to the table. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into the specs. For the overall specs here, we have the Snapdragon sound with aptX lossless audio. These are 13mm dynamic drivers for immersive sound. We have the adaptive active noise cancellation tech and triple mics for calls. 88 milliseconds low latency game mode. You have a total of 26 hours of playtime with this. That is with the earbuds and the case. And then you do have an app with this for more control over the sound. And then last, this has Bluetooth 5.3 for stable multi-point connection. Going over some more in-depth specs here though, again, we have the Bluetooth 5.3. They have the audio profiles here with this. The chipset is the QCC3071. Supported Bluetooth codecs here. Again, the aptX lossless, but we have the AAC and the SBC with this. Battery. So the capacity breakdown. So you have 35 milliamps per earbud, and then the case is 330 milliamps. Charging time for just the earbuds is less than an hour and a half, and then for the case, it is less than 2 hours. The charging port is a USB Type-C that you do get in the box. Total playtime again is 26 hours. Inside of the box itself, you're going to get the SoundPEATS, the Type-C charging cable, the charging case, and then the user manual. For the weight, they are extremely light. These weigh 4 grams each, and then with the case, it'll be a total of 38 grams. So the case itself weighs 30 grams. The control type here is going to be the touch controls. In the manual, it lays out all the different inputs that you will have with this. And then the waterproof rating here is IPX4. In terms of connection here, it is very easy to set up. You simply open the top and then it's going to go into pairing mode. Click on that and you are good to go. And this actually brings us to the next thing that I want to cover is the app. And this is where you can unlock the true potential of these wireless earbuds. So I do recommend getting that, but let's take a look at what this offers. Pulling up the app, this is going to be the home screen here. And once you have the earbuds enabled or you've put them in your ears, it's going to let you know the battery life. And so we have 100% on both right now. I like that feature. On the bottom, you have the home screen, which we are on. We're going to go to the settings tab on the left here in a second. And then you have the product tab that you can look at different products that they offer. Then the 3 bars in the upper left-hand corner, that's just basic information. You can upgrade the firmware. That's going to be a big one because it will ask you to do that the first time you actually set these up. But going back to the customize tab here, we have volume control. Underneath that is adaptive EQ. So with this one, when you click on the check the detail information, what it does is it plays a bunch of different frequencies. And with that, it's trying to figure out what you can and cannot hear. And so then it's going to adjust your EQ settings based off of that. But you do have to run this test. It takes a couple minutes. But once you have that, I've noticed that it does change it depending on the environment that you're in. If there's a lot of background noise, it needs to alter things. So that is pretty cool. Underneath that, we have the equalizer and we have the presets. So you have the SoundPEATS Classic. I'm assuming that's what these are on by default. So if I'm not going to use the app, that is most likely what the EQ settings are. But we have bass boost, bass reduction, electronic, fashionable, classical music, rock and roll, folk, treble enhance. I've been using bass boost and electronic the most. I really like the sound with these two in particular, but I do like the fact that you can make all these various adjustments here. But if you want even more adjustment, you can actually do the custom equalizer. And so here you can change this sound profile to whatever you want it to be. And if I don't like that, I can always reset it. Once I've clicked on that, as far as I can tell, it keeps that. So if I'm not going to use the app, it'll still keep that sound profile. And I've tested that a couple times where I've closed down the app just to see, hey, does it keep that same sound? And then I've actually put the earbuds back in the case, pulled them back out, put them in, and say same thing. It's just, do they sound the same? Because all of these presets have a very distinct sound to them. So it should sound the same. It shouldn't sound like it's had a reset to that, and it doesn't. So as far as I can tell, again, it does keep that preset when you set that. So it would be the same for the custom equalizer as well. underneath that, we have noise reduction. So you have your active noise cancellation mode or normal mode. You get to click between these two. And then underneath that, you have the game mode. So if I enable this, you enable that 88 millisecond low latency mode if you're going to be gaming on whatever the device is that you have this connected to. And then the bottom here, that is going to be disable all functions of the multifunctional button. So the touch sensors on this, it essentially disables those. And I've talked about this with other wireless earbuds. I have a tendency to accidentally hit those when I'm trying to adjust the earbud or anything like that. So I do like this feature because that means I'm not going to accidentally be skipping a song or turning up the volume or turning a song off or anything like that. So you can turn this off. And again, it will keep that. So if I enable this in the app, it just keeps that by default. So that is going to wrap it up for the app here. A lot of customization that you get to do with this. So I do recommend downloading this because you get to unlock the full potential of these earbuds. Shifting over now to what I like about these earbuds, we're going to start with the sound quality here because I do think this is really good. It's decent out of the box, but you use the app, you get to just create all the different sound profiles that you want or use their presets, and it just makes this an even better product. If it was just the out of the box sound, I think it's good, it's okay. But again, that app is really what makes this a great product. Next, the earbuds themselves, very lightweight. Not only the earbuds, I mean, they're 4 grams a piece, but then the case is light also. That does come at a cost with some features that I'm gonna talk about here in a little bit, but overall, extremely light with this. I think these are gonna be probably the lightest earbuds that I've used. So I've used these for a little over 2 weeks now. I put all of my earbuds through various tests. So I've done a handful of different workouts with these. I've gone biking with these, and then I always do a sauna test. And that's super important to me because the sauna is 200 degrees. And so I want to make sure that at my 15 to 20 minutes that I'm sitting in there, it can handle that heat. It doesn't cut out on me, and that I can just still wear them also. So the part of that is the sweat proof notion. This passed all of these tests, so solid product in terms of if you're going to be active in utilizing these. I also make sure to do some plyometrics to just check, will these easily fall out of my ear? And I'm happy to say that these will not. They kind of get maybe a little bit loose if you're doing a bunch of jarring movements, but overall these held very well in my ears. Keep in mind that they don't have the rubber tips on them, so it doesn't create that seal in the ear like some other earbuds. But the trade-off there is that's not a piece that you have to worry about because this is all one solid piece. It's all plastic. There's not something else that you have to potentially think about cleaning or losing. Now with this, I'm happy to report I don't have any flat out negatives with this product. I do have a lot of things that I would want people to be mindful of or consider before they purchase this. And to start, I'm going to go back to the weight because I mentioned these are the lightest earbuds that I've used. With that, they feel incredibly good for about the first hour and a half. Matter of fact, it's hard to even notice that they're there. But then after about that hour and a half mark, I do start noticing them and it just feels like there's a lot of pressure in my ear. So again, something to be mindful of. I don't know that that's going to happen with everybody, and I usually don't go longer than an hour and a half. That is going to be my full workout and the sauna, potentially any cardio, and about that mark I'm usually done. And if I'm gaming with these, that would be the same. I usually go about an hour, hour and a half, and after that, just me personally, I'm tired of looking at a screen, so I move on to something else. And this does work with the handhelds that I have. The gaming on my phone was good. The 88 milliseconds low latency, I don't notice a huge difference with any of the products that have this game mode feature. I would say that's something you would want because if a normal earbud is giving you a couple millisecond delay in latency, obviously that's going to be noticeable. So with this, I think the more options, the better here. So for any gamers out there, I think this is going to be a feature that you will like that this product has. Going back to the weight though, one of the reasons why this is so light is because they didn't cram this with a massive battery. That's another trade out that you have to be mindful of. Now you get the 6 hours with the earbuds and then you get about another 20 hours with the case. overall 26 hours total. Most of the time, the middle of the road that I see with wireless earbuds is about 30-35. The lower end is going to be in the 20s. So again, they've kind of sacrificed a larger battery size here so you get more playback time for this much lighter weight overall, not only with the earbuds, but with the charging case itself. Because with the wireless earbuds and that charging case, the 38 grams, that's just extremely light here. And something else here that's been left out, and I'm assuming that's to just reduce weight, is there is no wireless charging with these earbuds. You will have to actually plug this in. That's a different component that they've just left out, so just bringing the overall weight down. Last, we have the active noise cancellation. It's okay, but I mentioned earlier, these don't have the rubber tips on them, so it doesn't create that full seal in your ear. So although this does have that active noise cancellation, it isn't as good as you would find with something that truly just seals off your ear. So I can tell that there is a difference between this being on and off. It is just very subtle. The last thing that I wanted to cover here is going to be calls. They're decent with this. It kind of sounds like every other wireless earbud that I reviewed in the past, which is the other person can tell that you are on some type of device. It does a good job in filtering out some of the background noise, as do the rest of those, but you'll always know that this person is most likely on a wireless earbud or again just some type of device because they sound like you're somewhat far away from the microphone. Again, that is for all of the wireless earbuds that I've tested. And I'm hoping that at some point in the next handful of years, we see this greatly improved. But right now, this is just kind of middle of the road. It's not horrible. I don't want to give you the impression that this sounds horrible, but you're just going to know that you're on a device if you're talking to somebody utilizing these. So that's going to wrap this video up. I think SoundPEATS has another really solid pair of wireless earbuds on their hands with the Air 4. It doesn't try and reinvent the wheel, but it does make some subtle improvements over that last generation. And with this, the sound quality is going to be the big one, and the customization that you get in the app is what makes this better than the other ones from SoundPEATS that I've actually tested. Just keep in mind some of the things that I talked about in this video and whether or not those things are going to be deal breakers for you or if they're things that you're particularly looking for in a pair of wireless earbuds. I'm going to have a link for this in the description if you want to pick it up. If you have any questions about this product, let me know in the comment section. I will make sure to answer that for you there. If you like the video, hit the like button for me as it helps the channel out. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.